Hello, listeners. This is Janine
and Kristen
from Henrico CASA. You are listening to our podcast, Vigilant Voices.
Living life every day.
Hello, listeners. Happy New Year.
Yes, it is a new year, but the good news is that there's some things that are be consistent, and that is our goal for this podcast, which remains the same: to know more about the challenges facing children and families in our community so that we can help ensure no child faces continued abuse, neglect, or trauma.
Right. And because of the private nature of our work, you listener may or may not know a child or realize you know a child who has a CASA advocate. But we hope you know that our advocates are showing up behind the scenes again and again to be consistent presences in the life of vulnerable children around the greater Richmond area.
And beyond, actually.
Yeah, actually, listener, this is kind of interesting. We kind of crunched some numbers, and last year we served 399 children who were living in 25 different zip codes. That's rural, urban, suburban communities. And in many cases, these children's CASA advocates knew their situation and their circumstances better than anyone else. And that helps them speak up for each child's unique needs in our courtroom.
Yeah, our advocates do such important work. They are amazing, caring, just compassionate people. We call them just good people,
Yeah.
right? Who are stepping up to serve. But we also know and recognize that not everyone has the time maybe right now to be an advocate. And there could be a lot of reasons.
Sure.
Not the right season of life, or there are just too many time constraints that would just limit the ability to volunteer.
Right. And regardless, we understand.
Yes.
No pressure. And we want you to know that you can still join us in helping child victims of abuse and neglect in our area.
Exactly. You can support us by investing in our work, and there are so many different ways to do that.
Yes.
Sure, you can give financially in support of our mission, but we also have ways that you can give your time through some other programs, such as maybe just some community connections as one of our ambassadors, but then leadership skills as a board member.
Yeah. And what better way to learn more about all of these ways to give than to hear directly from some of Henrico CASA's supporters? We talked to them recently and recorded them explaining why and how they support CASA. And we wanted to share their voices and stories with you.
Because we truly consider anyone and everyone prioritizing children's well-being as fellow Vigilant Voices.
Yep. So first up is Kristen. Kristen is a young mom with no time to herself. So she chooses to support Henrico CASA by donating to our cause.
Sometimes it's hard balancing being a mom and being part of the community, but I give my promise to CASA because it's important for me, for my kids to learn the importance of caring and giving for others.
Donate to CASA.
Evan, what did we do today?
Donate to CASA.
Good job.
Did you catch Kristen using the phrase CASA promise? We love that because for 30 years, we have upheld a promise to be a voice for every child who needed us. And we are so proud that since our inception in 1994, we have never once turned a child away.
Right. And so last year, in recognition of our 30th anniversary of maintaining that promise to children, we started what we are calling the CASA Promise. It's a community of donors standing with us at Henrico CASA in our unwavering commitment to children.
And those in this circle, this CASA Promise, are promising to pledge a donation of $1,500 each year. And that is a significant number because it helps us fund a child's advocate for an entire year.
Right. And that could be one $1,500 donation, but it could also be a commitment for a monthly donation of $125 or a weekly donation of $35. In joining our CASA Promise, you're ensuring that a child is safe, secure, and given the opportunity to live up to their full potential.
Yes. But as we mentioned at the start of this episode, you can also support Henrico CASA in this new year by giving your time as an advocate.
Right. And here is one of our current advocates, Charles, telling you more.
Being an advocate and actually more along the lines of public service was a passion of mine. And I was looking for a way to actually give back to the community. And by being an advocate, you have a mixture of two worlds. You have an opportunity to make an impact in a child's life, but you also are going through the court system as well. So now the court system can be difficult even for adults. So just imagine a child. So the impact, once you submit your CASA report and it goes through its proper channels, through the court, to know that judges are reading it, the guardian ad litems are reading it, and the court-appointed attorneys are reading it. So everyone knows the work that you have put in. So to know that your recommendations in summary are being read and taken into serious considerations for making a decision as to what to do in every case that you're assigned. What makes it feel really good is that you know that you put in the time, you're working on behalf of your child. That is going to help improve the child's future, to give them a future. And to be a part of that is so worthwhile because the work that goes into it is fulfilling. It's very fulfilling.
And we just love Charles. His story is similar to so many others, and that CASA was near and dear to his heart for, frankly, years before he had the availability to make that time commitment, which is very important, as an actual advocate.
Right. And so that's part of the reason why we created a second volunteer role in addition to our advocates. We now have volunteers that we call ambassadors who support CASA in a different way that is less of a time commitment. And so they help with various fundraising and awareness campaigns throughout the year that further our mission. And so here is one of our current ambassadors, Laura, sharing a bit more.
The challenge with being an ambassador was really dedicating extra time, which I don't have extra time. But again, when you believe in something and it's important to you, you just find the time and make the time. And it brings me a lot of joy and personal growth and achievement when I participate. So CASA has really bridged my construction industry and architecture with awareness for CASA by the Home for Good event. I love that it bridges my two worlds. My hope is that I can spread awareness about CASA through my friends and colleagues and get more people involved so that it all will benefit CASA in the end.
And last but not least, we wanted to introduce you to Paul, the current chair of our board of directors. Paul gives his leadership to Henrico CASA, and we are so incredibly grateful for his support.
I joined CASA in 2018 at the invitation of a friend of mine because CASA truly makes an impact. I spent my career in law enforcement and had the privilege of having CASAs appointed to some of the children that were at risk that I worked with when I was a human trafficking investigator. CASA is the difference in children's lives. As a public safety professional and then as a retiree, it was important to me to continue to be part of the system that helps our community and helps our children. I am honored to give my leadership to CASA. We're stronger together. Come join us in any role, in any capacity, with any amount of time that you can offer.
Kristen, I'm so glad we pulled these voices together. I have loved hearing and rehearing their commitment to helping children, their heart for community and willingness to invest whatever it is, funds, time, connections, leadership in our organization and the work that we do just makes me just feel so just like happy and warm about our community, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Especially at the start of a new year, like looking ahead, knowing we have this support is amazing. And I know I always say our volunteers and financial supporters, have you heard that saying, like, be the good in the world?
Yeah.
They are the good in the world.
Well said, and so true. And so, listener, I hope that you will join us in 2026 to help us ensure safe homes and brighter futures for children.
Yeah. Would you consider giving a donation or the gift of your time to help our advocacy?
We would be so grateful, but more importantly, more children would experience the positive life changes associated with having a CASA advocate by their side.
Thank you for listening to Vigilant Voices, Henrico CASA's podcast. We have a vision for all children to live in safe, healthy homes. You can help us make that happen. Tell a friend about our podcast and find us on social media.
I believe in the better days.